This is now the third edition of the DurumDays, and I'm really happy to be here today. And this edition takes place in 2 days. Today is the first day, and we will have two different sessions. The very first one deals with the markets, while the second one is a proper roundtable. So let's now start with a market session, which will be introduced by Dr. Patrizia Marcellini, who's the coordinator of the industry of big cultures, of big productions, and also of the Alliance of Italian food business cooperatives. I will now give the floor to Patrizia Marcellini. Good morning, everyone. I would really like to thank you all for being here today for the third consecutive year. And this is a really good signal, because this means that these days can be useful for our system. I would like to thank all the institutions and also to the sponsors of this third edition of DurumDays. It's a big pleasure. It's with big pleasure that I would like to greet all the representatives of other organizations who are here with us today and who work in the production chain of wheat and pasta. And I'm really satisfied about that, because it shows that we want to debate about that. So why is this day aimed at talking about wheat here in Foggia? It's been years since this kind of production has been very important for our country. This is part of our historical agricultural heritage in Italy. And this kind of production has been suffering for many years. With globalization, as a matter of fact, the durum wheat is suffering instability of markets, but also from the competition from our countries. Climate change and also global dynamics and the change of traditional cultivations in many countries worsen the situation. Some countries such as Kazakhstan, Russia, and others are embracing this kind of crops. What are the hopes of durum wheat in Italy then? Considering that the production costs are doubled with respect to other countries. We don't have many hopes, but maybe I think we do actually. Why is pasta way cheaper in our country rather than in the rest of the world? Sustainability cannot only be environmental. Every product must be ethical, which means that we have to respect the work of farmers. If we do a lot in order to respect the word of children, we don't want to exploit children, and at the same time we have to stress the importance to respect farmers. So why can't we increase the unitary production in our countries? Research and innovation are really, research and development are really important. So what we need is innovation if we want to improve the production and the performance of our production. Because, of course, last year was really good on a quality point of view. It is true that it was an exception in our course of history, because we produce more or less just 50% of high-quality grain. Why can't we create policies, make it possible to create economy of scale? Aggregation, meaning cooperation and organization between producers and different producers, are really important tools to be competitive. But while everybody's talking about that, no one is actually implementing or doing anything to create actual conditions that can facilitate aggregation. Why are we still using speculative logics in the production of this product in our market? So I asked many questions, and I hope that we will find the answer to some of them during the morning. I would like to stick to the last one. That is the vendor's approach to market. So we know that the analysis of markets is really important, and it's a service which is really important for association. And I'm happy that we're discussing these market trends here in DurumDays. I'm really glad that since last year we managed to talk about politics as well, because it is thanks to the cohesion and the aggregation of different players of the production chain that we can create a good economy. The protocol about since the signing of the protocol about durum wheat signed in December in Rome last year, we've started a new phase of our history. So through our policies, we want to improve the quality of our productions and the production of the durum wheat as a whole. Sometimes people just think that farmers work as farmers because they don't have anything else to do. But actually, durum wheat is still a choice made by some people because they are actually living in difficult times because the cost for agriculture is really high, but makes it possible for farmers to be the owners of their production. Actually, farmers are really important for the welfare of our planet, but we still have to talk about farmers as entrepreneurs because that's what they are. It's absurd that if we think about that, the farmers will produce and we work a lot, but they will not gain anything from that. So what's the vision of the alliance of Agrifood Comparators? That is a better organization of the production chain in the production of cereals, which goes from throughout all the steps of the production chains. We want a more balanced distribution of value. As for the supply, cooperatives can do a lot of things so that the production can interact with the first processing step. So what we need are agreements between the world of production and the industry of processing. These agreements make it possible for the processing industry to produce big volumes of products with high quality standards. And we can manage in this way to set a fixed price. And in this way, also the agreements can safeguard the interests of consumers. In this way, we can create set prices based on the average of some reference years linked to the costs of production of agricultural enterprises. So what we need as well is a review of the European agricultural policy. So I think that what we need is the creation of agreements for the introduction of products in the production chains. So we really have to look for what we really need to produce in terms of genetics. And I think that the new CAP will help about that. Also, data collected by public authorities should be shared more easily because they're really important. We need much more research in this sector. Cooperatives can be very important in sharing scientific researches with other players of the market. So also precision agriculture has to be, we have to work on that. So we have to also work on a conversion, on a shift to the production of organic food. We have to make sure that we can guarantee the origin of the production that we put on the market. Last but not least, we have to set a proteic plan at a national level. Proteic cultivations is what the European Union is asking for, but actually we actually lack this kind of cultivations. So what we need is an economically sustainable rotation, and so we will make all the efforts needed in order to improve and renew our production chains, in order to create further opportunities for the national and international production system. I wish you all a good day, hoping that our projections by RT will be better with respect to the ones of the previous years. So DurumDays have 2 national days this year, considering that tomorrow we will discuss again and we will talk about innovation. And also we will also visit one of the producers of durum wheat. After Canada and Kazakhstan, we will go to Argentina this year. I will now stop here. Now, I would like to give you a surprise, because I forgot to take you all to bring you the Giorgio Mercuri wanted to say hello to all of you, but he's not currently in China with Commissarian Hogan. This is the 6th international mission by the Commission. In the past, these international missions didn't take place for the agri-food sector, and this shows the importance of this agribusiness. Alleanza is the very first organization to take part in the missions, representing the agri-food business, Italian agri-food business. The member of the Commission, Phil Hogan, is really interested in this business. Last night we received a video by Phil Hogan and Giorgio Mercuri.